Welcome back to the channel, USA Coins 69, everyone who loves hunting for hidden treasures in old coins and pocket change. Today we're taking a deep look into one of the most classic and collectible coins ever produced in the United States, a coin that millions of people have seen but only a few understand the true value of. We're talking about the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny with mint marks that could turn a tiny copper coin into a major payday. If you've ever wondered whether an old penny could actually change your luck, this is one of those moments where history, rarity, and condition all come together to create something extraordinary. The Lincoln Wheat penny has been a favorite among collectors for decades, and the 1941 issue is especially fascinating because of the time period it represents. Right before the United States entered World War II, the country was going through economic recovery, industrial growth, and rapid changes. During this time, the mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco produced these coins in massive numbers, but what most people don't realize is that most of them were used, abused, and worn down through years and years of circulation. That means finding one today that has kept its original shine, clarity, and sharp details is incredibly difficult. The design itself is iconic, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front, the first real person ever shown on a U.S. coin, surrounded by the date and the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." On the reverse side, the wheat ears that give the penny its nickname are displayed along with United States of America and 1 cent. The simplicity of the design hides the fact that certain mints and varieties are far more valuable than others. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, the Denver Mint used a small d, and the San Francisco Mint used an s. These tiny letters, barely noticeable at first glance, can make a surprising difference in the coin's market value. Collectors hunt for 1941 pennies that not only have visible mint marks but also show original luster, strong strike quality, and minimal wear. Imagine a coin that has survived more than 8 decades and still looks almost the same as it did the day it was minted. That kind of preservation is rare, and it's exactly what drives collectors into fierce competition at auctions. Coins stored carefully in albums or discovered untouched in old collections can reach levels of value that most people would never expect from something as small as a penny, but what really brings excitement and serious money into the conversation are the special varieties and minting errors. In 1941, some pennies were struck with double dies, repunched mint marks, die cracks, and off-center strikes. These errors were never meant to happen, but when they do and they escape into circulation, they become accidental treasures. Collectors love these pieces not just for their age, but for their uniqueness. An error coin instantly becomes more scarce and desirable because no two are exactly alike. Another huge factor is condition. A circulated 1941 penny with scratches, wear, and dull surfaces might only bring a few cents to a few dollars. But an uncirculated version, especially one with a strong mint mark and sharp details, can be worth exponentially more. Coins graded by professional services and placed into slabs for protection often bring record-setting prices because the condition is verified and preserved. Many people don't realize that even the slightest change in grade can raise or lower the value dramatically. It's also important to pay attention to the color and surface of the coin. Copper coins like these can tone over time, but collectors look for original red or red-brown coloring, clean fields without damage, and clear lettering. Lincoln's hair, facial features, and coat lines should be crisp. On the back, the wheat lines should still be defined, and the words should look sharp under magnification. When you find a coin like that from 1941, you're no longer dealing with pocket change, you're holding something far more significant. So the next time you come across a jar of old pennies, or maybe you inherited a box of coins from a family member, don't overlook the ones from the early 1940s. Look closely at the date. Look for the mint mark under the date. Check the edges, the shine, the clarity, and any unusual features. Even a tiny doubling in a letter or number can make a difference. The thrill of finding one of these rare pieces comes from knowing that something this ordinary looking could be worth more than a stack of modern bills. Today, we're exploring a fascinating piece of American history that might be hiding in plain sight in your coin jars, drawers, or old collections, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat penny. To most people, it's just a penny, something worth barely a cent, but for collectors and numismatists, this coin represents history, rarity, and in some cases, incredible monetary value. If you've ever wondered whether an ordinary coin could turn into something extraordinary, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny might just be the perfect example. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and became one of the most iconic and beloved series in American numismatics. By 1945, the United States had just emerged from World War II, and these pennies were circulating in a nation that was transforming rapidly. Millions of these coins passed through everyday hands, from cash registers to pockets to piggy banks, making the ones that survived in exceptional condition extremely rare and highly sought after. Today, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at 3 different mints. Philadelphia produced coins with no mint mark, Denver with a small d beneath the date, and San Francisco with an S. These small letters, easily overlooked, are the key to determining a coin's rarity and value. Coins from Denver and San Francisco had lower production numbers, making them particularly desirable for collectors. Even minor differences in minting, combined with condition, can greatly affect the coin's market price. Collectors pay meticulous attention to every detail, and spotting the mint mark is the first step in identifying a potential treasure. The design of the coin is simple yet iconic. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln's profile, gazing to the right, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," with the date 1945 below. Flip it over, and the reverse features the 2 wheat ears that gave the series its nickname, surrounding the words United States of America and 1 cent. Every line, every detail, from Lincoln's hair and coat to the intricate lines of the wheat stalks, contributes to the coin's appeal. The sharper and more defined the features, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially when it has been preserved in excellent condition. Most of the 1945 pennies were used in everyday transactions, and as a result, many suffered wear and tear. Coins that survived 8 decades without scratches, discoloration, or loss of detail are exceedingly rare. Collectors seek these coins for their high-grade condition, original luster, and vibrant color, whether it is the original red tone or a red-brown patina that develops naturally over time. Finding a coin that has retained all of these qualities is like discovering a hidden treasure. Errors and unique variations add another layer of excitement to the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Some coins were struck with double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or other anomalies that slipped past the minting process. These errors make each coin unique and highly desirable. Even a subtle doubling of a number or letter can turn a coin that might otherwise be ordinary into a collector's gem. Error coins are essentially rare, one-of-a-kind pieces of history, and their scarcity makes them incredibly valuable in the collector's market. Historical significance also plays a huge role in the coin's appeal. 1945 was a pivotal year in American history, the end of World War II. Coins from this period are not just currency, they are tangible connections to a monumental moment in time. Owning a 1945 penny is like holding a small piece of the past, a reminder of the resilience, history, and legacy of a nation that was emerging from one of its most challenging periods. Grading is essential when evaluating the value of these coins. A circulated coin, even if it looks decent, might only bring a modest price. But an uncirculated coin with sharp details, original coloring, and no signs of cleaning or damage can command significantly higher value. Professional grading services, such as PCGS and NGC, help verify the authenticity and condition of coins, giving collectors confidence in their investment. Coins with top grades often appear at auctions and can spark intense bidding, sometimes reaching astonishing figures. So, if you come across an old coin jar, a forgotten collection, or even a single coin tucked away in a drawer, take the time to examine it closely. Check the date, identify the mint mark, inspect the details of Lincoln's profile, the wheat stalks, and look for any unusual characteristics or errors. Even a coin that seems ordinary could be something extraordinary, capable of surprising you with its value. The thrill of discovering a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny in excellent condition, or spotting a rare minting error, is what makes coin collecting so exciting and rewarding. And now, the moment every collector dreams of. Today, we're diving into one of the most remarkable and historically significant coins in American numismatics, the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny. At first glance, it may look like just another penny, something you might toss into a jar or leave forgotten in a drawer, but for those who understand the world of coin collecting, this small piece of copper can tell a story of history, rarity, and incredible value. Whether you're a longtime collector or someone just curious about hidden treasures in everyday coins, the 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a coin you'll want to learn everything about. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, commemorating the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and quickly became one of the most iconic and beloved coin series in the United States. By 1958, this series was nearing the end of its run, making it a particularly interesting coin for collectors. The U.S. Mint struck pennies in Philadelphia without a mint mark, in Denver with a small d, and in San Francisco with an s. These tiny mint marks, easily overlooked by the casual observer, are essential for determining a coin's rarity and value. Coins from Denver and San Francisco are often more desirable due to lower production numbers, and when combined with excellent condition or rare minting errors, these pennies can become extraordinarily valuable. The design of the 1958 Lincoln penny is simple, elegant, and timeless. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile looks forward, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," with the date 1958 beneath. The reverse features the two wheat ears that give the series its nickname, framing the words "United States of America" and "1 cent." Every detail on the coin, from Lincoln's facial features to the intricate lines of the wheat stalks, plays a crucial role in determining its value. The sharper and more well-defined the features, the more sought after the coin becomes. What makes the 1958 penny so fascinating is the rarity of high-grade specimens. Millions of these coins were circulated, but most endured decades of wear and tear. Coins that survived 8 decades without significant scratches, discoloration, or loss of detail are extremely rare. Collectors are particularly drawn to pennies that have retained their original luster, whether it's the vibrant red of a newly minted coin or the naturally developed red-brown tone over time. A coin in exceptional condition is a true gem in the world of numismatics. Errors and unique variations also add excitement and value to the 1958 penny. Some coins were struck with double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or other subtle anomalies. While these errors were never intended, they create unique coins that are highly coveted by collectors. Even a small doubling of a letter or number can dramatically increase a coin's value, turning what might seem like a common penny into a remarkable treasure. Error coins are essentially one-of-a-kind pieces of history, each with its own story, and their rarity makes them especially valuable in the collector's market. The historical context of the 1958 penny adds another layer of appeal. This was the final year of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series before it transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959. Owning a 1958 penny is like holding a piece of the end of an era, a tangible connection to a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage history. Collectors and investors alike value these coins not only for their condition and rarity but also for the story they tell about American history, culture, and the evolution of coin design. Grading is one of the most important aspects of evaluating a 1958 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Circulated coins, even if they appear clean and relatively well preserved, often have limited value. However, uncirculated coins with crisp details, vibrant original color, and no signs of cleaning or damage can reach incredible prices. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC provide authentication and certification of a coin's condition, giving buyers confidence in their purchase. High-grade coins often sell at auction for extraordinary sums, especially when they feature desirable mint marks or rare errors. So, if you ever find yourself sorting through old coin collections, jars of loose change, or inherited treasures, take a close look at any 1958 pennies you come across. Check for mint marks, inspect the details of Lincoln's profile, study the wheat ears on the reverse, and watch for any unusual characteristics or errors. Even a coin that seems ordinary could be hiding remarkable value. The thrill of discovering a well-preserved 1958 penny or spotting a unique error is what makes coin collecting so exciting, and it's the reason collectors invest so much time and effort in their searches. Today, we're uncovering the story of one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatics, the 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a simple 1-cent coin, easily overlooked in a jar of change or tucked away in a drawer. But for collectors and anyone who appreciates history, this small piece of copper carries an extraordinary story. From its design and minting to its historical context and rarity, the 1951 Lincoln penny is far more than just currency. It's a collectible treasure that continues to capture the attention of collectors worldwide. The Lincoln Wheat penny series began in 1909, introduced to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1951, the series had been in circulation for over 40 years, and each coin reflected not just the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, but also a piece of American history. This was a period of post-World War II recovery and growth, a time when the nation was rebuilding and moving forward. Coins like the 1951 penny passed through millions of hands, circulating in everyday life, yet only a small fraction of these coins have survived in excellent condition, which is what makes them so valuable to collectors today. The 1951 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, which had no mint mark, in Denver with a small d beneath the date, and in San Francisco with an S. These tiny letters, easy to miss at first glance, are essential for collectors to determine the rarity and potential value of a coin. Coins from Denver and San Francisco had lower production numbers, which naturally increases their desirability. Even small variations, combined with a coin's condition, can dramatically affect its value, making mint marks a critical detail for anyone searching for rare finds. The design of the 1951 Lincoln penny is iconic and timeless. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile is depicted in elegant detail, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," with the year 1951 stamped clearly beneath. On the reverse, the classic wheat ears flank the words "United States of America" and 1 cent. Every element, from Lincoln's hair and coat to the fine lines of the wheat stalks, plays a role in the coin's appeal. Coins that retain sharp, clear features are significantly more valuable than those that show signs of wear from decades of circulation. Condition is one of the most critical factors in determining a coin's value. Most 1951 pennies were circulated extensively, and over the decades, they often became scratched, worn, or dulled. Coins that have survived nearly 75 years in uncirculated or near-mint condition are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. A well-preserved coin with vibrant original color, whether the bright red of newly minted copper or the naturally developed red-brown patina, can be worth exponentially more than a typical circulated coin. Errors and unique variations make the 1951 Lincoln penny even more compelling. Some coins were struck with double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, or other subtle anomalies. These errors, though unintentional, create one-of-a-kind coins that collectors eagerly seek. Even a small doubling of a number or letter can dramatically increase the coin's value, turning what might seem like a common penny into a rare collectible. Error coins are highly prized because each one tells a story about the minting process and the unexpected twists that can occur during production. Historical context adds further significance to the 1951 penny. This coin circulated during a period of post-war prosperity, when the United States was experiencing economic growth, social change, and technological advancement. Holding a 1951 penny is like holding a tangible piece of that era, a connection to a time when the nation was moving forward while still honoring its past. Coins like this are not just collectibles, they are pieces of history that have survived decades, offering insight into American life during the early 1950s. Professional grading plays an essential role in determining a coin's market value. Circulated coins, even those in decent condition, often command modest prices. However, uncirculated coins with sharp features, original luster, and no signs of cleaning or damage can sell for extraordinary amounts. Grading services like PCGS and NGC certify coins for condition and authenticity, giving collectors confidence in their purchase. High-grade 1951 pennies with desirable mint marks or rare errors frequently appear at auctions, sparking bidding wars that push prices to astonishing levels. So, if you come across a jar of old pennies, a forgotten coin collection, or even a single coin tucked away in a drawer, take the time to inspect it carefully. Check the date, Look for the mint mark, examine the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the detail in the wheat ears, and watch for any unusual characteristics or minting errors. Even a coin that seems ordinary could hide incredible value. The excitement of discovering a well-preserved 1951 Lincoln wheat penny, or spotting a rare error, is what drives collectors to search tirelessly for these treasures. Today, we're traveling back in time to uncover the secrets, history, and hidden value of a coin that millions once carried without a second thought but only a select few truly appreciate today, the United States of America 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny from 1949 with mint marks that can make all the difference in value and desirability. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector, a curious beginner, or someone who just loves the idea of finding treasure in everyday life, this journey will open your eyes to why a tiny copper coin from over 70 years ago has become incredibly important in the world of rare collectibles. To understand why this penny matters, you have to picture the world in 1949. The Second World War had ended just a few years earlier. America was buzzing with optimism, soldiers had returned home, industries were booming, and coins like the Lincoln wheat penny were circulating in every corner of the country. People used these pennies to buy candy, stamps, matches, newspapers, and small essentials. Kids carried them in their pockets, shopkeepers counted them in rolls, and no one imagined that some of them would one day be worth a fortune. These coins were struck using blends of copper and other metals that gave them their distinctive tone and durability, and despite their everyday purpose, they carried symbolism and history that only grows stronger with time. The obverse of the coin features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, a design introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth. Unlike earlier designs, the Lincoln cent stood apart as the first regular U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person rather than allegorical figures. The phrase "In God We Trust" is proudly struck above Lincoln's head, liberty rests at his side, and the date, 1949, sits near his shoulder. Beneath the date, on certain versions, you can find a mint mark that reveals where the coin was created. That tiny letter can turn a regular penny into something extraordinary. Flip the coin over and you'll see the familiar wheat ears on each side, curving upward like guardians of history. These two sheaves of wheat were included to symbolize prosperity, agriculture, and the hard work that built the nation. Between them is the bold statement 1 cent and the words United States of America, while above them rests E pluribus unum, a declaration that out of many states, one unified nation was forged. That classic wheat reverse design ran from 1909 until 1958 and has become legendary among collectors today. Now, what really gets collectors excited about the 1949 wheat penny is the mint mark. These coins were struck at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins were made without any mint mark, so if you see a 1949 penny with no letter, that's the Philadelphia version. If there's a small D beneath the date, it came from the Denver Mint, and if there's an S, that means it was minted in San Francisco. While millions were produced at each location, they do not all carry the same appeal in modern times. Coins from Denver and San Francisco with full original luster, sharp strikes, and no visible wear are significantly rarer than the ones that passed through countless hands. Condition is everything in the world of coins. A well-worn 1949 penny pulled from circulation might only be worth a few cents or a couple of dollars, but that same coin, untouched, preserved, and still showing full details, can attract collectors willing to pay shocking amounts. The surface quality matters a lot. If the details in Lincoln's hair are crisp, if his jawline is sharp, if the lettering has not flattened, and if the wheat ears on the reverse side still show the tiny veins and curved lines, then that penny can exceed expectations. Coins stored safely in rolls or discovered in estate collections and kept away from moisture, fingerprints, and scratches often end up in the best condition today. Then there is another exciting layer: errors and variations. Even during the late 40s, coins sometimes came out of the mint with issues caused by misaligned dies, doubled features, off-center strikes, and other oddities. These mistakes were never intentional, but that is exactly why collectors chase them today. Imagine a 1949 Lincoln wheat penny with doubled lettering on the date or a faint mint mark that was struck slightly off. When such coins survive in high grade, their uniqueness becomes a magnet for serious enthusiasts and investors. Grading is also a key part of the value. Professional grading services look closely at every curve, shine, and mark on the coin. A penny graded at a low level might not draw much interest, but one in mint state condition or a level above that can climb to astonishing price ranges. Mint state coins mean no circulation wear, and if the coin shows full red coloring rather than brown or a mix of tones, collectors become even more intrigued. Red designation is rare in coins from this era because oxidation and time usually darken the copper, so when a shining red example appears, it steals attention quickly. The story of these pennies extends beyond money. They are pieces of American history, stamped in a time when the country was rebuilding and redefining itself. Each coin feels like a relic worn by time, reminding us that value often hides where people least expect it. Families sometimes find old jars full of wheat pennies in basements and attics, unaware that one particular coin inside could be the best discovery of their life. Coin shops, auctions, and private sales still see surprising bids for the finest examples. For viewers who dream of stumbling upon a rare find, every detail counts. Look at the clarity of Lincoln's face, check for the tiny mint mark under the date, inspect the color, and observe the crispness of the reverse. A flawless or nearly flawless coin from this year is no ordinary penny, especially when the right mint mark and extraordinary condition align. That is where the magic happens, and now comes the part everyone waits for, the part that makes people rush to check their old collections, their relatives' coin boxes, and their dusty containers hidden in closets and garages. A pristine 1949 Lincoln wheat penny with the right mint mark and exceptional grade has been known to reach an eye-opening value of $100,000.